Welcome to Spider-Verse Minute, the tri-weekly podcast where we watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 1 minute at a time. I'm Sean Slater.
And I'm his sister Caroline.
And today we start with minute 85, which opens with Miles continuing to plummet towards the ground and ending a minute later with the other spiders getting off of the bus.
I have titled this minute, Can't Stop Him Now. I'm a sucker for the song, sue me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first thing I had in my notes, is quite literally those 4 words.
I was getting a little ahead of my notes, but I don't really care. I love when it's like the "Can't Stop Me Now" is right when he launches up.
Yeah.
It's such beautifully timed.
The lyrics syncing up with the webs attaching, and then him getting launched back up is just really nice. I like when lyrics line up with the actions being performed in music videos and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's my favorite thing is as someone who films TikToks, it's fun when I can get something to match up perfectly with the whatever audio, but specifically music I'm doing.
Yeah.
The first thing in my notes that I'm going to bring up is I'm absolutely obsessed with the wide shot that we get of the building and the webs coming up to. You know which one I mean?
Yeah, where we watch the webs shoot up and then attach to the top.
Just that wide shot where you can see both.
I really like that shot as well.
Such a good shot.
It's I don't really it's got this sort of sense of it makes me feel small when I look at it. You just see his web shooting up and then attaching, and it's this I think it's because it's such a calm looking image, but then when they cut back to Miles and then before they cut to that shot, it's just this very not heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, just edge of the seat, the wind's rushing past him, you can see the ground
pumping.
Yeah, and then you just cut to this and it's just this the music still makes it feel exciting, but you could almost it'd be almost even crazier to just cut out the music at that point and just have it shoot up, and then right as it reattaches, have it cut back into the "Can't Stop Me Now."
It's almost like a hold your breath moment.
Yeah.
We're is it gonna get to the building in time?
Yeah. And then he starts being able to swing around, and I love at the they do this whole scene, they do a really good job of continuing to show that he doesn't have complete mastery over his powers, because when he reaches the apex of his swing here, he does the little wave of his arms to regain his balance.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I also love visually when he's just running through all of the buildings and everything. And my favorite one is when he gets on the side of an office building and he's just running on the wall and you can kind of see all the office workers turning what the heck?
Yeah. As he's running through the running through the street, and not able to completely get back up, it takes him a bit to get back up into the air during his swing. That street looks very similar to the one during the train chase, the subway car chase with him and Peter in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Not sure if it exactly is the same one. I like to think it is.
I don't think it is, just because these have buildings very clearly on both sides of the street, where the one they went to, they were attached to the subway.
But you could there was a
could
couple
you see one? I might have just missed it.
I think the subway, the elevated tracks went through the middle of the street, and I thought there was stuff on each side.
Because that does happen. So yeah. I might have just missed that.
Because I thought it looked kind of how it looked almost like there was the elevated tracks there, and we just didn't really see a good shot in this scene.
Yeah, I might have just missed it. You're probably right. The other thing I have that goes with the scene, if I may,
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
is the use of the strings in the song.
Yeah.
Like, I think we talked about it a little bit last minute about how the song is such a good Miles song. Like, it's a nice combination of modern rap music that we've been listening to, and then getting some of that classic Spider-Man string instrument in there.
Yeah.
And it blends so beautifully.
And they also do a really they continue doing the really cool motion blurring streaking here as he's running through the in between the cars.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that effect a lot. They've done it. That's how they do their motion blurring in here in the movie.
Can we talk about the woo?
Yeah, I think we can.
I love the woo.
I am torn on the woo. I feel like we had brought it up earlier in the movie when there was some other text on the screen, and I was torn on that text as well. It's grown on me a bit more, but it still feels out of place.
I think what I kind of like about it is two things. One, it's very kid of him.
I like the fact that he yells woo. Like,
yeah,
that's
like
great. Yeah, it makes sense.
I think the other thing I kind of like about it is it's sort of a reverse and really is like a see how far he comes compared to when he first did his leap of faith.
It was
and
the
he fell,
that's right.
And it was the going down, and this is him going woo, going up.
Yeah.
Like, look how far he's come.
I like that symmetry there, but I still don't know how I feel about the text appearing on the screen in both cases. Like,
yeah, it really doesn't bother me, but I think it's because I never really minded it in comic books either, and it feels very comic booky to me.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. Is I feel like it's not.
You think it's maybe a little too comic booky?
I don't know if I would say too comic booky. I just don't think they translated it well in this case. Like the pops and pows and stuff, like that's very comic booky.
Yeah.
And I feel like they translated that pretty well in the movie. In this case, I feel like it didn't get translated well. But I also don't know how to translate it well. Like, I don't know what would be a good way to translate it.
I know what you mean. I think this might be sort of the best way to translate it, just because I'm kind of like you. I don't really know how else you could translate it.
Yeah. Moving on to when he gets to the top of the building and then he starts running like over the building. He goes back to the same bank that he was at trying to jump over earlier and failed last time, and this time he succeeds, which is nice.
Yeah. Boy, would that be embarrassing if he failed.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like he's got a pretty good running form. Like
he does.
It's very, it looks good. He's still got some he didn't completely stick the landing there, but his running and parkouring over everything was pretty good.
Yeah. I like how when he lands, how he takes his mask off and he's like just really out of breath.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it really makes me happy. And then he just has this like big smile on his face.
Yeah. Just like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. I'm having a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah. And I love the transition of when he jumps off the building to his comic falling on top of the other comics.
Yeah, and this cover that they use is very similar to the volume 1 of the 2016 Spider-Man run, like the collected trade. It replaces his outfit, or like it replaces his movie outfit with the one that they use on the trade.
Yeah.
But it's in pretty much the same pose it's a little different just here and there, but like looking at them, you can tell that the movie cover was definitely inspired from that one.
Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah,
I really like
and
this cover. I think it's awesome.
the cover has Bendis on it again, which was one of his co-creators, along with Sarah Pichelli. And then in I think it was the animators commentary, they said that she was the one that drew that cover.
Oh,
Sarah
really?
Pichelli. Yeah, I wasn't able to find any like second like a second source on that. But it it kind of looks like the work she was doing in the that book at the time. I think she was drawing that book. I don't actually remember, but it doesn't jump out to me as like totally. Oh, she could not have done that. But,
yeah, it's like that's such a different style than what she did.
Yeah,
it's believable.
It's a really nice cover. I liked that cover, and yeah, and then the transition then to the bus, like you said, is a nice transition. It's nice to finally get like that was Miles's little intro bit instead of like instead of having him running along the pipes like all the other intros did, as him running along the rooftop there, and that's kind of that parallel between them, and it doesn't have a voiceover.
Yeah, it's got an epic song.
Yeah.
Better.
And the voiceover has literally just been the past 84 minutes of the movie leading up to this point.
Pretty much. The last thing I want to talk about, if I may move on, is I love how it cuts, after we see the comic, it cuts to the Spider Gang getting off a bus.
Yeah. Do you think Aunt May gave them money for the bus, or were they just ride?
I don't know. Like, I'm not. I feel like Aunt May have given them money.
Yeah. Here's a quarter for the bus. Aunt May, that's not enough.
No, you know what I think they did. Gwen's been in New York for a bit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's been there for 15 years.
I mean, this New York.
Oh.
I don't know if their Metro cards are the same.
Probably not.
Because, so she probably already has a Metro card for this universe's New York. And you can use your Metro card on the subway, or on the buses.
Yeah.
As long as there's money on it. So she probably just refilled it. She's like, well, I got money on it anyway, so might as well. And just paid for everyone's fare with her Metro card.
But she doesn't have any money. Like, she would
have
been able to get
money on the Metro card.
From where, though? That's what I'm saying. Like, she wouldn't have had any money to get the Metro card in the first place.
Good point. The Aunt May theory, but I don't know. I just found it funny how they took a bus. I'm like, I see we're still doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it is following Peter's advice of don't tire out your arms until you have to.
Yeah. Still very funny to me.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny watching Spider getting off of the top of the bus.
Yeah.
Just like heavily depressing as he walked towards the front of it.
You think at all with driving with him on top?
Yeah. Yeah, and then I like how they swing up and attach to one of those mythical cranes that they're always attaching to.
Do you have anything else?
So we have an alt scene.
Ooh!
Yes. And this alt scene takes place during the swinging through the city street.
Okay.
And instead of him jumping over the bus, or jumping over the truck, which there's one thing I want to bring up on that real quick is as he's running through the streets, he's on the ones, and so they're animating him every single frame. And then when he jumps over the truck, they switch him back to the twos, and so like the truck's moving on the ones and he's back to the twos. Is an odd choice, I guess, that they didn't just keep having him on the ones for that whole bit or on the twos for the whole bit. Like, it didn't seem like there was really any difference between the two bits of the scenes. But so instead of him jumping over the truck, the truck pretty much drives in front of him and he just plows through it. And it shows him just like break through one side, break through the other, and then just like land flat on his face on the sidewalk next to it. And then so he stands up and catches his breath. And the music is cut out at this point. And so it's just kind of quiet. You hear the background sounds of like the people walking in the city things. He catches his breath, like stumbles a little bit, and then starts to run across the street. But as he's running across the street, cab stops and like honks his horn at him, kind of like when he was hit, much earlier in the thing. But instead of getting hit this time, he kicks off the hood with one foot into a backflip and then swings away. And it's the most like extra move ever.
Okay, but I love it.
Yeah, and then like right as he kicks off and it goes into the backflip, he that's when the music kicks back up, and then he disappears into the distance and the comic lands, and then that's when we get the rest of the spider people getting off the bus.
I'm glad they took it out.
Yeah,
but that's still funny. I really don't have anything else on to that. Like, just glad they took it out, but it is funny.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for listening. Catch you guys on Wednesday with minute 86. Until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.